what's up, y'all? It's your boy Cortez Mac, and welcome to a brand new episode of Cortez Mac TV. As you can see, I got some company today, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hi, you guys. My name's Kamori. You can follow me on Instagram at ambassador_clo. I am also the CEO and executive producer of Let's Talk About It, a new TV show that will be hitting YouTube really soon.
Really soon, y'all. Let's talk about it. So today, Kamori is here with me to talk about the news of the week, and next week I got a full interview with him dropping right here on my official YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe so that you can get that when it drops. So this week in the news. Oh, Jesus. Bill Cosby is free. Bill Cosby is a free man. How do you feel about it?
I have, baby, look. Look, y'all. It is so much with that man. Mm-hmm. And I honestly, I don't want to give too much of an opinion on it because I really didn't follow the trial. Like, it hurted me to see a pillar of our community go through that. Mm-hmm. Like, they took the show away, they took everything away. And, like, watching the Cosby Show for a lot of us was like black hope. Like, you saw an amazing black family. Not even regular, a successful, healthy, involved, engaged, prospering black family. That's the prospering, and it's hard to find that prospering on black families on TV or anywhere. Yeah, they don't they love to put the cameras in the ghetto. They want to show the ghetto and all that, which is real. We are black. Every American community is very low income. We get a lot of it is low income, but to see something on that level where you have a woman that's a lawyer with how many kids Claire had? Like 6 children?
She had a bunch of kids.
Yeah, and then Bill, a doctor, and you see them raising their family in a beautiful home. Like, I loved it. But but let's go.
So this week, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his 2018 conviction. And the reason that it was overturned, for those that don't know, so do you know what happened?
So when I watched the clip that I watched, it was basically legal jargon. So the prosecutor made a deal. Right. So what I understand, the first prosecutor in Pennsylvania, the DA made a deal that Bill would not face charges about one person testimony.
Andrea Constant is her name. So she's the accuser. That I love how we are just filling in the blanks of the story.
Yeah, thank you, because I didn't really follow it. So play tennis with me.
I got the part that I got your blanks. I'll fill them in.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I got you. So Andrea Constant, his accuser, she filed a civil suit, and they settled for $3.4 million. But it's some people might say a sense of double dipping, because it's she did the civil case, and then she went the criminal route. Mm-hmm. I mean, justice is justice. If you want to seek justice, Andrea, hey, she did what she did, and other people followed suit behind her. So she was looked at as a trailblazer in terms of opening up the floodgates against Bill. So
if she got the civil suit, won the civil suit, got $3.4 million.
Yeah, they settled.
Turned around okay, now I'm going after you criminally. And we're just finding out because Bill been in jail, what 2 years now, 2.5 years almost?
In there for him, yeah.
Yeah. Then turn around and she pressed the charges, and we have criminal cases now. I don't really know the law. I'm not a law student. I find it weird that we're just figuring out, hey, she wasn't supposed to do that.
I don't understand why it took so long. And so the DA's deal was basically that Bill Cosby sat for a deposition and he incriminated himself. He said that he drugged, women at his house. He admitted to it, but it was...
Hold the press. He actually verbally said...
He said that it occurred, but he apparently, with him being in jail, he refused to attend sex.
The sex offender was course that they make you when you're a sex offender. He
said he wouldn't do that.
Because he always maintains his. So how you maintain your innocence? Because what I read, what I saw was, he always maintained his innocence in jail. That's why he refused to go to the rehabilitation thing for sex offenders. So but he's also on tape saying, yes, I did drug her. So I'm confused on what innocence are you maintaining? So you drugged her, but you didn't rape her? So that was the deal of it?
I'm wondering if that is what occurred, or maybe he gave her some medicine. But it's a lot to get into. All I know is that he's free, and people are upset. Some people are rejoicing. Felicia Rashad.
I saw and I think that was very horrible of her as a black woman. Ooh. And also, I think she's the new dean
of fine arts
at Howard. So like, for you to be in a position of that, like in a college where the rates are so high for women who are being sexually offended, for you to come out with that kind of statement. Good old AKA girl. Honey, out.
Claire Huxtable, you got somebody disappointed in you right here.
As a woman, because like all I think, take Bill out of the picture for anything. I feel like we just told America, no matter what you see or how much proof you have, if this man is powerful enough, he can get away with it. Mm-hmm. He only sat there for 2 years, 2.5 years, almost 3, however it was. And he's free. You can't retrial him. Double jeopardy. You will not go back to jail or be retrialed for none of this. Double jeopardy. He cannot be.
I wonder if there's more women just waiting in the woodwork though to come out now that are like, oh no, he free. I'm about to.
Well, wasn't like 23 came out? Like how many was like 20 something?
A lot. A whole lot of them. 50 of them, 12 of them. It was a lot. It was too damn many.
Yeah, but,
and that's why I feel like they had to get him, because it was like, it's too damn many women, sir. Like the proof is in the pudding. The pudding.
The pudding. Was it pudding or Jello? But anyway, well, as long as Harvey stay his ass. Can we curse on here? This far through all this?
We can curse on here.
Well, as long as Harvey stay his ass in jail, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let Harvey gotta stay there.
Yeah, because I equate them to each other. I'm like, if Bill Cosby is getting punished, Harvey Weinstein needs to be punished. And I know that I shouldn't be trying to worry about what white people do. But I feel like there should be equity in sense of how justice is carried out when the crimes are just as disgusting on both sides. And I just don't feel like we always see that.
We don't. And you're absolutely right about that. And honestly, and I'm thinking about it now, like, I know he's a big time producer and movie maker. Like, was any any of his movies or anything that he created, were there pull up there? Because I know, like, for Bill, they took everything from Bill.
Everything, like the Different World reboot, they pulled because of his name.
And he was like right in the middle of buying a network, right? Like his own network.
He was doing a lot. I think he was like in the midst of a mini little comeback.
Yeah, and they broke that. But they hit that man so hard doing that comeback that. Whoo, child, they hit him hard. But again, I didn't really follow the case. I do think we're in an era where we have to believe our women because they're finally able to speak up and finally verse. But I also do believe in due process. I believe. I mean, I don't believe in a court system.
Yeah.
I would want to believe in it, but we know the court does not work for us. Like, honestly, and low-key, a lot of the community feel like it's a win because finally the court system won whether he's innocent or not for a black man.
Yeah.
It worked for him.
It's different for celebrities, and I feel like they are even reminded sometimes that they are black. When they go through stuff, it's like, because you think about celebrities being above the law, but then there's a hierarchy even within that of white celebrities, black celebrities, of how I think their accountability is maintained.
Well, honestly, and I know you're gonna bring this up, but that's the kind of same thing Nene said about Bravo and the Housewives.
Oh my goodness.
That, I mean, no shade, like, and I guess it's a cute subject move because I don't want to be too aggressive about poor Bill, but like she said, it's like Teresa, New Jersey, literally physically pushed Andy down, physically pushed him down, got a motherfucking raise, and stayed on for more and more seasons, literally. Nene had an episode because she's going through something with her husband in cancer and didn't want the camera crew and production to film in the closet, so she had a breakdown. Y'all fired her. She can't come back. It's not even. Not even. Who else? I mean, Tamara, I think from Orange County hit somebody before. It's a lot.
I was gonna say Monique, but
Monique.
You know, she's.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Ooh. You're talking Housewives. And there's a lot going on in that realm, that domain. Y'all know that I'm a big Housewives fan. On Cortez Mac TV, we stand the Housewives. And I watch all of the franchises except for Orange County.
I watch it.
I mean, I keep up with like Bronwyn and Kelly and Elizabeth being gone. You know, and I know that what's her name? Heather's coming back. I think Vicky should come back. If Vicky comes back, I will watch it.
Vicky can come back. Did you not see the report that came out this week?
What happened?
Vicky's fiance is running for senator in California.
Oh, so she's not trying to do anything on TV.
Yeah, your fiance is running for senator. You got to reel that back in, and because I think he's a conservative. If I'm not, I think he's a conservative. If I'm not mistaken. Ooh. Do not quote me on that. Let me double check and go back and read the article. But I know for a fact he's running for office.
Well, I'm glad that she's smart enough to not be on TV with all that going on, and I wish that Erica Jane kind of had the same thought.
She couldn't, and I know why she couldn't, and I see why she couldn't.
So, if y'all don't know, Erica Jane is on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and her husband is going
that
through
bitch,
a very...
Still that bitch. We'll all beat that bitch.
Hey, she be serving looks, but she sound like she's serving crook. If everything is what people say it is. So, did you watch the Housewife and the Hustler special?
I did, and that's why I like it. That's why, and I'm glad she did stay on this season to tell her story, because how that special really put the blame on a wife for what the husband did. Like, he's wrong. Like, take Erica out the picture. We want to hit her because she's this white woman who screams money and talks about money. Her whole second persona, Erica Jane, is money, period. Yeah. So they Hulu special, whatever they did, like, y'all, the blame on that one, I'm like, wow.
They really did criminalize her like a motherfucker.
Dude, like if that was a court, she guilty. Mama be in jail. Mama be new black. Orange is the new black. For real.
Yeah, they really did make her look horrible. Danielle stopped jumping on there for whatever reason. I'm like, girl, have you even had a conversation with her?
Girl, Mama would jump on TV tiptoeing if she had to for a check. Mama gonna do whatever she need for a coin. And y'all know, Miss Danielle didn't have a job since the 90s, girl, a real job. Mama gonna do whatever she can for a coin.
So for my audience that's like, who is Erica Jane? To explain to you what's going on with her. Her husband is Erica Girardi. Her husband is going through, and he's 80 something years old. He's an attorney who has allegedly, been taking money from his clients who are often like plane crash victims, burn victims, victims of horrific accidents and things of that sort, who have filed, really, really big lawsuits and have won because of him being their attorney. But some of these people have gotten, small amounts of what's owed to them. Some haven't seen any at all. And so the shit is really hitting the fan, and it's looking like he's already banned from practicing law right now. And it's looking like he's gonna do some time if everything goes.
He's not gonna do time.
You don't think so?
Because they already there. I think one of the reports of he's suffering with
Alzheimer's. They're saying that he has Alzheimer's, but it magically happened.
Why I feel like he's not gonna do time? Yes, they're gonna get him. They can't save him. But the dirt for the Girardi name in Beverly Hills and in law is a strong name. Mm-hmm. This Girardi, period. Take law out of it. The dirt did, like, when I was watching the Hulu special, and one of the people came on and said he realized how powerful, he realized how powerful time was when they were at dinner one day, and one of the biggest judges in whatever came into the restaurant. He said time sat right there and did the judge like this. You remember that part when the man was telling him come in? When you have power, you're a lawyer. Now keep in mind, the judge makes the last decision. You're lawyer, judge.
Right.
Time, lawyer, judge, time. Like, that's powerful. Like, I feel like when you have been in Beverly Hills and practicing law, you know all the dirty secrets and where all the bones are. I don't think they really could put you in jail, but I do think you're broke. You're done. Like, your money is gone. You're broke. Like, that man is broke. Like, 80-something million.
He's done, son. Like, and I'm like, how the hell did you run through all of that? And then you look at her and you're like, oh, that's how. But
why are we blaming her?
Or it's hard because you wonder how much did he invest, but then you think about it, husband, wife, it's realistically, it's almost impossible for me to think about a couple where a husband wouldn't take care of his wife if he knew that, especially if he knew that her image was so important for her and all the things that she wants to do, like music, fashion, going on Broadway. She, needed his support, and he was, by hook or by crook, available to support her. I don't know if she should be held accountable for letting her husband do what he wanted to do.
So, I get you on that. And that's my strongest thing. Like, let's all keep in mind, I think they got married when he was 50 and she was in her 20s. That's how big the age gap is, y'all.
Yeah, they
Erica is only like
40,
45 right now in current time. Like, she's 45, 46. Miss Mama's just not that old. He's in his 80s. She already had a son when they got married.
Yeah.
So you have to understand, and like, y'all really believe a conversation was had, like, look, if I'm going to do this and we're about to get down this married road, this is a certain lifestyle I want. And he was like, look, you have to look this way because if I'm going to do this to you, you're going to look on my side like the trophy wife. You're going to look like a masterpiece. Every time you step out, you're going to be a masterpiece.
And she does, to be fair, she does.
What she does because of people like us, because she got a whole team of gays that get that together like that. That girl make a phone call and the whole team of gays come and save the day. They Vaseline and lube their body down, suck her in, baby, do their hand them lashes, and they get her right. So, you're welcome.
Well, I want to shift gears. We're going to stay on Housewives, but our last little bit for right now. He's coming back next week, y'all. Full interview next week. But I want to talk about what's going on with shows like The Real Housewives of New York, Dallas. I don't know if you watch Dallas, but I'm a big fan of Dallas.
All of it.
As well as, I guess those would be the big two. Beverly Hills, New York, and Dallas. Those would be the three that have incorporated an ounce of diversity into that. You already know where I'm going with this. Honey. I want to talk about the tokenism that Bravo could be accused of incorporating right now. Because it's like y'all got a token Asian on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You got a token Asian on Real Housewives of Dallas.
Oh, don't forget about the token black woman, because that's why she came last year. They didn't forget. They
on Beverly Hills. Yeah. And it's like, and then you have Ebony on New York, who I love her, and I love how poised she is, and how beautiful she is, and how she carries herself. But at a certain point, it's like, okay, I wouldn't want race to be beat over my head. I want her to... I feel like Bravo is, and I want to be careful with the way that I say this, because I do appreciate Bravo, trying to do something, but it seems too calculated. It seems like they are just doing it to say, we got a black lady on here, so now she gonna tell all of them what it's like to be black. All black people think the same, so she represents them. All Asian people think the same.
So I got you, so I have to jump in on that.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent for a minute.
But I'm not giving you kudos or a hand clap for something you should have done a long time ago. There's rich black people and Asian people in Beverly Hills. There's rich and black and Asian people in New York. I'm not giving you a... Because you finally saw that your show was portraying certain stereotypes of certain people. Atlanta, all black with that one white girl. You never had a problem with Kim Dossier.
They were the first show that you had with an potentially all black cast. You felt the need to incorporate a white cast member.
Thank you.
That is so true.
Thank you. So I'm not giving you a cookie kudos or a hand clap for that, because you should have been did it. You did it now, so welcome to the party. But what I'm telling Ebony is, Ebony has her time. Ebony knows this opportunity is rare, and it's right now. It's the moment. She's using the stage and the platform that was given to her to speak on it, because she knows when this Black Lives Matter stuff died down in 2 years, it's not gonna die down for us, but for the networks and for Nike and Bravo and VH1, when it died down for them and they go back to normal, she knows this opportunity ain't gonna be like that no more. So she's using that opportunity right now to say what she has to say. Now, yes, love her down, but sometimes my girl too preachy.
It's too preachy, and I want it to come across as authentic. I love that she wants them to be more educated. I love that she's holding them accountable for some things that they don't even realize are problematic as hell. But at a certain point, the other side may wonder, well, do you see me as a friend who you want to better, or do you just see me as somebody who are you just my teacher? Do you look down on me? I also feel like if we saw more moments of friendship and more moments of them getting to know each other in other ways and letting those things kind of organically happen, it would be much more valuable than, well, I'm about to take all these white women to Harlem because I know they ain't never experienced this.
But that's crazy though. So even that, I don't think that's her fault. So think about it. Y'all have been filming in New York for how many years? Y'all finally get a black woman on, and you never, even last year with Leah, when they went to her party in Brooklyn, they never been to Brooklyn. They don't go from the Upper East Side. That is crazy to me. Like, and I get it, money. That's what it. The Housewives franchise was built on a brand when it first came out. Yes, it has changed a lot, but it was built on a brand of money and success. We love seeing the Countess. We love seeing Jill Zarin. Actually, when New York first started, Bethany was the only moderate
Bethany
kind
was
of
the one living in an apartment, right?
Like kind of well, all of them live in apartments, but New York apartments are like multi-million-dollar apartments. Let's just be honest. Like a studio apartment in New York apartment, you like almost $1 million.
Because Ebony's is nice.
Right, Ebony. Oh my God, very nice shot. I love that.
Yeah,
it's in Harlem. The girls not going to Harlem, honey. The girls going. The girls want Manhattan, honey. The girls don't want to be in Harlem. So like. I get it, but what else? Let's talk about it. Come on, let's keep going. Yeah.
No, I mean, we there. I feel like she's doing a great job, but I just worry that she feels like it's her job to do so. And I would never want any, not speaking for other people, but I don't think that, because I've been there before, and I've been a black person in a room with predominantly white people and be looked at as, well, what is the black voice for this? And I'm like, I'm not every black person. I don't want to be looked at that way, and I shouldn't have to educate y'all.
But what's the problem on it?
With having to do that all the time?
No, not even having to do that, but what's the problem with, like, yeah, I have this opportunity. I'm the only black verse at this table. I'm going to be that black verse for my community. Me personally, I don't see a problem with it. Now, me having to, I don't think it's my job to have to educate you.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But I do think we have to be more vocal when we're at the table with these people and they're trying to give something for our community. We do have to be more vocal and say what we want. Yeah. Don't feel like don't make like, well, I shouldn't have to be the verse of it. No, you shouldn't have to be. But if you're at the table and you're the only black person at the table, baby, stay at the table and make your verse known. Oh, you know I'm from New Orleans, so baby gonna come out.
I feel, and I agree with you. Being a representative is great, but how can I voice it? Because I feel like we're in the same ballpark.
We are, because I do agree with you when you say it's not. And I feel like this about everything. I feel like this about gay lives. I feel like trans lives. I feel like this about black lives. I shouldn't have to educate you.
Yeah.
On a certain experience that you don't understand because you haven't took time out to do your research and understand it. I'm not educating you on black lives. I'm not educating you on trans life. I'm not educating you on my gay life. I'm not educating you on it, honey. Either you're going to roll with it or you're not.
Unless you truly want to know. And in that case, if I have a friend who's curious about something, of course, I will never turn them down and turn away from giving them any type of knowledge that I have.
True.
But at a certain point, and this is where I feel for Ebony, because we see a lot of negative reception from audience members who feel like, gosh, here she goes with race. And I mean, and granted, some of those people are racist, and some of those people are just not accustomed to having uncomfortable conversations. But at a certain point, I do feel like, damn, it's almost like she's being put into a spot where every episode, race has to come up, and she has to be the one to voice this to these women.
So but also we have to blame it on production too.
Yeah, and that's
because your production is filming it and making editors while always having a conversation. I'm pretty. This woman is going through. We thought she was to marry the man of her dreams. He's back with his family in New Jersey. She's in New York. This show has more to storyline than being a black woman.
Give her more of that, please. I want to see more because they introduced her with that. But then it's like we deviated, and then we saw the clash with Luann, the clash with Ramona. And granted, I'm glad that these things are happening because sometimes people do need to see who they support.
Can we speak about that clash with Luann? Because that pissed me off.
It really did piss me off.
It pissed me off, and I'm like, what this? I was trying to figure out like what just happened, and I think y'all, it was so funny. And oh my God.
So to break it down for y'all, Real Housewives of New York, and this is our last bit of news. So see, I could talk to this man forever. So, Real Housewives of New York, Ebony K. Williams, the first black housewife, aka news anchor, former attorney, all of these things, y'all. She's great. I've talked about her on the show before. I love her to death. Her and Countess Luann de Lesseps, I think is her last name.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
I don't think we have to. I think she finally dropped the Countess. So Luann.
So Luann, Lulu, got into it with Ebony while they were at Luann's house in the Hamptons. And during their ordeal, a whole thing came up at the table, and Ebony made the comment to the women, I'm the most educated woman at this table. Period. And she said it because she has a degree in law. She's degree.
Hold on, say first about what was Luann's comment before that, because Ebony did this and come out and say, I'm the most educated woman. Luann made a comment, and Luann's comment was to the fact of, we don't talk like this because of our upbringing and education.
And education. She said, yeah, there was a comment, somebody made a sexual comment. And Luann was basically saying, I didn't think that people with education would talk like this. Ebony says, I'm the most educated woman at this table, period. And I say XYZ. So Luann took offense to this. And began, it really enraged her to have, and I feel like, I'll be honest, to have this black woman say in front of her, I'm more educated than you. And I mean, granted, she may have felt that way with anyone, but the optics were not good for her to react that way to Ebony. And so she was so mad, Ebony ended up leaving her house. She said that
she told Ebony to leave. She said, Ebony, you can leave my house. She
asked her, why are you so angry?
Ooh!
Yeah.
It was the angry part.
And with that, y'all, angry black woman stereotype, that trope kind of showed reared its ugly head because, Ebony wasn't raising her voice more than anyone else. But she was labeled angry, and so she immediately went to.
Don't forget. Now she was labeled angry after her white co-star sat up there and cursed everyone out at the table and called them a whore. Her white co-star did this. Her co-star was angry. What they told her white co-star?
Said the lady daughter had
she's gonna go take a break. They're gonna take a break in 10-15 minutes. That's what they did to her white co-star.
Yeah.
Ebony defending her education because Ebony did graduate and got her law degree at the age of 23. And they called her angry and put her out the home.
Sashay away.
Now here go the kicker part. Now what I found fun to do the whole episode is them trying to speak in code about trying to protect Luann from cancel. They were talking about cancel culture and Luann was going to get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
So everybody trying to warn Luann hey, you better figure this out because you're going to get in trouble because it's not the right time. So they were trying to talk in code, but of course, if you know what's going on in the world right now, you know what they were talking about. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, y'all, it's too late now. Y'all know they're gonna add this. No matter how much you apologize, you say that you didn't say angry black woman, but you say angry, and we know what you're hitting at.
And I feel like she regretted it after because she kind of ultimately, at first, she was trying to be defined no, I didn't mean it like that. And she was angry, but she tried to stand her ground. But I think her family was even nah, you need to apologize because they all knew.
Because they know Bravo is your only source of income, mama, and you got all these probation and court fees you got to pay. So you get canceled by cancel culture.
I wasn't going to say all of that.
We're going to be put it on the table. It's going to save your paycheck.
Not airing the Countess out.
I know. And the thing is, I love the Countess, but it's funny how you see these people in a different light now that we bring the effect of racism. Because at first, everybody was in their own little bubble, so you just liked them for them. But now when you put race in it, now you're saying freak, you were my favorite, and this is how you handle it or how you think. I used to love Luann, even though she went through her stuff. Luann staying strong. Her and Ramona are the veterans of New York, been on that since season 1. Mm-hmm. But I saw that from you, and I saw how you were trying, how you couldn't get it. Even everybody kept talking to you, telling you, and you couldn't understand this woman telling you that you couldn't understand a black woman telling you she's proud of where she come from. Her grandmother, her mother was maid cleaning probably your fucking people's house. Mm-hmm. And she worked her ass off to provide and get, yes, black people are very proud and we can scream it from the fucking rooftops about our degrees and whatever accomplishments we had.
Shout out to Dr. Wendy.
Boom! Right. And I'm not a fan of Dr. Wendy, but I'm never going to take, because I'm more on Karen's team with that because you were doing too much.
Oh, I'm team Grand Dame all day.
Big the Grand Dame? Baby, let me tell you something. Karen, girl, if you ever want to talk to me, we can talk anytime.
Y'all, that is our time with the news this week. Stay tuned for part 1 of my interview with DiiJai. And I need y'all to, again, tune in next week. Kamori is coming back for a full interview. We're going to talk about his new talk show. Let's talk about it. I just said talk a whole bunch of times real quick. I'll see y'all in just a sec for that DiiJai interview. Usually getting the voicemail means somebody don't want to talk to your ass, but my boy DiiJai is evidence that voicemail can be a beautiful thing. Y'all say what's up to DiiJai, the singer.
What's up? How's it going?
You like the intro?
I did like the intro. I thought it was pretty neat. I thought it was cool.
Thank you. He didn't like it.
I did like it. No, it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst intro. But I did enjoy it.
Okay.
I did. Thank you. I really did.
So we're here to talk about, if you didn't catch it from my little catchy intro. All right, we're here to talk about his project, Voicemail, along with all of the other dope content that you have out, man. You have really been working.
I have. I really have. Voicemail is out right now. Stream it.
Yes.
If you have not already, I'm really excited about the single.
So tell me how you would describe, your sound for the people who are just, meeting you in this interview, how would you describe your sound for them?
I would say my sound is a vibe. A whole vibe, honestly.
A whole ass vibe.
A whole ass vibe. Literally, it's a genre, I'm telling you. Like, you'll get a vibe such as Voicemail. On the album, we also have some alternative cuts. It's a couple of pop songs, some traditional R&B songs. So it's a literally the album is like a rainbow, a sonic rainbow, but it's literally something for everybody.
Okay. Now, what kind of guides you to be so eclectic with your music taste? Was that something, growing up that you always just kind of enjoyed all types of music?
My mom was is the minister of music at my home church. My dad was a musician. So
PK.
Yes, I am a preacher's kid. So my mom played gospel throughout the house. My dad was everything from Parliament, Elton John to Erykah Badu, current music at that time. I was born literally the last of the 80s babies.
89?
89, literally.
Me too.
So yes, I'm 89, and so yeah, like I'm literally the last of the 80s babies in August. Haha. But I literally grew up listening to everything. And so I think that's why I have an appreciation for it now versus some other musicians. They, it's about right now. And for me, I kind of want to expand.
So I want to sidebar a little bit then, because you saying that you were born in '89, we have a lot of similarities. You grew up in, I think, like the golden age of music.
I did.
So if because a lot of times I think we look back and we're like, man, I wish that I was like an adult in the '90s. I wish I was doing music in the '90s. Where do you feel like you would fit in that scope?
I definitely would have come out during the New Jack Swing era. If you see some of my live shows, I always have like this little bop or this little, whatever thing that I do.
Okay.
And
Diddy bop?
Yeah, like it's literally a whole bop, the entire song or the entire set. Okay. And so I think I would have fit in perfectly during that era. Okay. Meanwhile, making my own sound or whatever, I definitely would have fit right in. And I definitely think I could have been one of those artists that still would have been here, 30, 40 years from.
Timeless.
Yeah, definitely timeless.
Come on, timeless.
Yes, as lawless and rebellious as I may be.
Were you always lawless and rebellious?
No, I was actually rather shy and insecure. I was the nice kid, but I was severely teased as a kid. So
Where are you from?
I'm from Athens, Georgia. I'm country.
Clark
County.
County.
Yes, Clark County. So I was sheltered as a kid, but I was also very shy and very insecure. And so while people were like, hey, how you doing? And I'd be like, hey, or whatever, like internally I'm like I hope I don't say anything stupid. Yeah. Like, I hope I don't trip over my shoe. Like, I was that person.
Yeah.
So now as an adult, if I could say anything to my younger self, I said this earlier today, I'd be like, just keep going. You're the shit. Like, because now, like, some of the stuff I would do now, I would never have done, 15, 16 years ago.
So you said that you were bullied, growing up. At what age was that, would you say, like the worst that it was? That it ever got?
The worst that it ever got for me, I feel like middle school was really hard.
Yeah.
I feel like middle school is hard for any kid, to be totally honest, because you're in that transitional stage and like you are really coming into who you're gonna be. You really discover so much about yourself, and those things that you're discovering you don't even understand. You're feeling so much, your emotions are all over the place. You cry some days and you don't even know why. You're mad some days, you dislike your parents. You don't know why. Like it's everything going on at one time at that time. And on top of that, you're having to live up to social standards at school. You want to fit in. You want to be, the kid that's accepted and the kid that's liked. And so for me, I wanted to be that kid. I wanted to be, the popular kid. And that just wasn't me. That wasn't me at that time. So I think that kind of played into that, on top of being bullied, on top of, being different. I didn't have the name brand. So I think those kinds of things played into me being bullied, as well as me growing into who I am now. So kind of kept me grounded.
Who do you feel like you are now?
Who do I feel like I am now? I feel like
Who are you?
He's like, who are you? Listen, I am I will tell you this, I am the most comfortable that I have ever been in myself. In my entire life now. If I could have been this person, I always say, if I could have been the person I am now, if I could have been that person 10 years ago, I would have been the shit. Like,
but you are now though.
But now, shit.
I feel you.
They
So
can't
do
fuck
you
with
put? They can't fuck with you.
They cannot fuck with me.
Okay, I hear you. A word, a vibe, a whole ass vibe, like we said.
No.
So let me ask you this then: do you put, a lot of that into your music now, or is this something that you just kind of?
I recently got to a place where I started putting that in my music.
Okay.
I did a project in 2013. Well, let me go back. So throughout my entire musical journey, I've done projects. I've been who I was, but those projects were guided by other people.
Mm-hmm.
Those songs were created because other people said, I want you to say this. I want you to express this. I want you to put this out there. And for me, I was just like, at that time, I was like, this is not who I am. This is not, I don't want to sing songs about sex. There's too much of that now on the radio at the time. I was just like, I don't want to do a whole lot of love songs. I think male artists sound the same. So I don't want to do too many love songs because it's enough of that. I'm not experiencing that. I don't have the best of luck in said relationship. So I want to sing about what's true to me. And I feel like this project that's about to come out, Voicemail is actually the first single off of that project. But I feel like with this project that's about to come out, this is the first time artistically that I'm actually getting to be exactly who I am and say exactly what it is I want to say without anybody telling me you can't say this because you're a male artist, or you can't sing this because you are a male artist, or because you're a black man, you can't say this. So I definitely, with this body of work, I definitely wanted to make sure that the things that I was singing about were true to me, but also make sure that they were reflective of my real life and the things that I've either experienced or the things that I'm currently experiencing.
What's the hardest thing, in terms of accepting who you are and putting it onto paper? And I think that, as you talk about the different parts of your identity, being a male, being a black male, are there certain things that you still feel uncomfortable talking about?
So for me, it's not even necessarily about what you sing about, but it's how you put it.
Okay.
If you can put it in a way that people can process it, you can be as straightforward as you want to be, as long as people are able to process it. Give an example. There is the record Voicemail. Voicemail is about me being ghosted. I never would have been able to talk about that years ago because it was too many people in my ear saying, you can't say this because you're a male artist. What male sings about being ghosted? Me. Why not me? So, I recently got to that place artistically. So, my objective has been to say the things that other male artists are afraid to say or won't talk about. So when you talk about being comfortable, this is technically just the start of me getting comfortable. But as far as subject matter, I don't really have too many subjects that are off topic for me. If I'm inspired by it, I'm gonna talk about it.
I'm with it. So who would you say, let me rephrase that. My question for you kind of goes into the realm of, representing LGBT and not necessarily letting it be something that dominates your brand. Because I've talked to some other artists who have said, they struggle with being labeled a gay artist as opposed to being an artist who is gay or an artist who is an ally of the gay community. How do you deal with that, or do you?
So for me, I always identify myself as an artist first. Who I'm sleeping with is nobody's business unless you're in the bed with me. And I try my best. Yeah, like that's my thing. Like it doesn't matter what you do. Who I am as an artist is who I am as an artist. It's expression at the end of the day. So I could get out here and be like, I'm a black man, but I choose to identify my race as being blue. Somebody's gonna disagree with that. So I don't deal with that. I personally choose not to deal with that. People can say what they want to say. People can say, or people can see me performing and instantly be like, he's a gay artist. That's your interpretation of it. If that's what you interpret, your interpretation is your reality. Who am I to tell you what to believe? I know who I am at the core. I know who I am. I know whose I am. And so, so what anybody has what anybody has to say about my sexual preference, that's your interpretation of it. Because one thing I tell anybody, you can't make assumptions about me specifically because you will be wrong every single time. Every single time.
I'm with it. I'm with that. Do you feel like your music has allowed you so far to really connect and relate to your audience? Like, have you had any experiences with people who've been, very giving you feedback about, you know, connecting with what you put out?
In the beginning, I had issues connecting because I felt like I was fighting with two different egos. I was fighting with who I knew I was and what I really wanted to sing about. And then there were the other people that were just like, a male artist wouldn't sing this, a male artist wouldn't say this, so on and so forth. And so for me, in writing said music or certain songs, it just didn't translate. It didn't connect because you're trying to be who you are, but you're also trying to please these other people as well. And so it just didn't work. At this point, I feel like the reason why, and we keep going back to voicemail because it is the current single. If you haven't heard it, stream it. The video is on YouTube now. But I feel like even with voicemail, because it is something that happens so frequently in our culture, I feel like that's the reason why so many people are able to relate to it, because it is a true story. We all have been in that relationship or in that situation with a person who literally, we think it's all good. Like, we going on dates, we kissing in parking lots, we holding hands, like we at tape, you know what I mean? Like we are literally out here at
the Chili's.
Baby, listen, like making out in the parking lot, like having a moment. Like, you literally think that you're gonna build your entire life with this person, and then you call them the next day or you text them the next day, they don't respond. And then it continues, and then before you know it, 6 months done went by, you see them at a party or at an event, and they're like, hey, what's up, how you doing? And you kind of like,
nothing, you broke my heart.
You know what I mean? Like, and you have to deal with that because you are left with you're left with the insecurity. You're left with the, well, what is it about me? And for me, that was my reality. And so I put my reality in this song. The way I wrote it is exactly what happened.
Do you feel like people now just think that it's normal to ghost? Like, why is it such a common thing? Why do you think people do it so frequently?
In this culture, it's very easy. You see how easy it is for us to cancel people. It's very easy to cancel people. I find that people in this generation specifically, but people as a whole, people now, they just really don't care. Nobody wants to feel anything. And so people also tend to take the easy way out. And so if they don't have to deal with something, they're not going to deal with it. And they don't feel like they owe you any type of consolation or communication as to why they're doing what they're doing.
And that's the hurtful part about it. That's the hurtful part about it. When they don't deem you worthy of even telling you, I don't want to do this, I'm not interested. It's like, damn, I'm a person.
I'm a person first, and I feel. And so the fact that I feel and you didn't even give me the respect, when you think about it in hindsight, it's like, why would you want to be with a person like that anyway? True. You know what I mean? But in the moment, you're so caught up in your emotion and you're traumatized by their actions. It's like, well, what you flip it on you, and it's like, well, what did I do? You know, so being ghosted, it's happened to me a few times, and I see these individuals, and you know, I think on my journey and just the work internally that I've done, and then me and these people do have conversations, and it always comes out that it was something that they were dealing with that had absolutely nothing to do with me, and because they didn't know how to communicate what it was that they were dealing with, I was on the receiving end of the negativity of the ghosting, so to speak.
And they always come back, it seems like. They ghost you and then come back and be like, yo, I'm sorry. At least in my experience. Maybe I'm just saying too much.
No. I think, I mean, it does happen. I think even for me, like right now, I think I'm in a season of vindication because there have been, I think I'm in a season of vindication. That's a book. But anyway, so it's been people that I've dated and attempted to get to know and attempted to talk to, and they've ghosted me or they've done wrong by me, and then we run into each other at the most random of places. And it's always, you know, hey, how you been? How you doing? Listen, I owe you an apology. Like, at this time, I was dealing with this. Like, I had somebody I was talking to at one point. There's a record that was actually supposed to be on this album, but it's not. It's called Fuck Nigga. It's on YouTube right now and on all streaming platforms. If you have not heard it, stream it.
It's called what?
It's called Fuck Nigga. That's the name of the song. It's part one and part two. So, there was a person that I was dealing with that ghosted me, but that's not what the song's about.
He said, Trina, I'll see your fuck boy.
You know what I mean?
And I'll raise you one.
You know what I mean? No. But, you know, so bless those humans. So the conversation was, you know, hey, at the time that I met you, like, you were so nice and you were just such a nice guy and you were so intentional, and I took advantage of that. I was really still in love with my ex, and this is why I ended up ghosting you. And I'm like, okay, well, see, all of this could have been resolved with a simple conversation. It didn't have to be you getting ghosted on me, but I digress. Ghosting a person is very telling of a person's character. And if you can so easily discard a person like they're absolutely nothing, that leads me to believe that that's how you treat other people in your life. You treat your mother like that, your siblings like that, your father like that. And if that's how you treat them, if that's how you treat them, because I'm somebody that wants to get married and wants a family and desires to be a husband, that's how you'll treat me. And I'm not deserving of that. So, yeah.
Y'all, it's your boy Cortez Mannequin. I just want to say thank you for supporting me. I hope that you subscribe to my videos. If not, do it now so that you can get all my heat when it drops. Turn your notifications on too so that when I drop my weekly content, you're going to be the first to know. I love you. Bye.